Hello and welcome to the news broadcast on GRACE95.5 FM, Lokoja, Nigeria. First, the top stories. Court denies Nnamdi Kanu bail. Federal government debunks plans to suspend Facebook over alleged use to incite violence. On the foreign scene, Austria makes emergency plan to cut Russian gas dependency. Details and more coming shortly.
Objective, informative, direct, up to
Thanks for joining us. I am Adesoji Additional with the news and details. Don't forget to stream this news live on our website on GRACE955FM.com. And now the news and details. The leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, was on Wednesday denied bail by a federal high court in Abuja after prosecutors had withdrawn fresh amended charges against him. The federal government had in the amended charges listed some lawyers represented the embattled Kanu, including Mr. Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Maxwell Okpara, as accomplices of the defendant. The said lawyers were alleged to have been in constant contact with Kanu after he jumped bail and fled the country. Presiding Justice Binta Nyako was critical of the prosecution for filing the amended charges just hours before the ruling. She said she was unaware of the amended charges until she got to the court in the morning. According to her, the prosecution cannot dump the new amended charges on the court on the morning of the hearing. A bail application was put forward by Kanu's lawyer, which was denied by Justice Nyako on the grounds that his absence in the past, since 2017, should be determined before a bail application would be entertained. The Federal High Court sitting in Oshogbo has confirmed Senator Ademola Adeleke as the authentic candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the July 16th governorship election in Osun State. Justice Nathaniel Emmanuel made the declaration on Wednesday while delivering a ruling in a suit filed by a factional candidate of the PDP, Prince Dotun Babayemi. Adeleke had been declared the winner of the governorship primary election of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Osun State, held at the Oshogbo City Stadium. Similarly, Prince Dotun Babayemi also emerged as the winner of a parallel exercise held at Wakdif Center, also in the state capital, on March 9th. Bayelsa Deputy Governor Senator Lawrence Ewura Jakpo, who presided over the party's National Congress Committee, announced Adeleke winner with 1,887 votes. Senator Ewura Jakpo was quick to denounce any other poll held outside the state capital stadium, saying any other primary held outside this place is invalid and will not be recognized. The crown is here. The palace is here, and the authority is here. Any exercise not done here cannot be recognized. Moving on, the federal government on Wednesday said it had no plans to suspend Facebook over the alleged use of the platform to incite violence by the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. But addressing journalists after the Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja, the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, said Facebook has assured that it will take action against posts that incite violence on its platform. He also reacted to the ministers who declared their intention to seek elective positions but were yet to resign their appointment. The minister explained that President Muhammadu Buhari has the sole power to confirm the status of the affected ministers. Suspected IPOB members have launched a series of attacks in the southeast, destroying some security formations as well as killing some innocent persons in the region. Most recently, an army couple were killed on April 30th in Imo State, a situation that made the military authorities to say IPOB was not promoting the interest of the Igbos. At least 9 persons have died after an explosion rocked Aba Road in Sabongari area of Kano, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs said on Tuesday. The bodies were recovered from the rubble of a collapsed building beside a primary school. The police earlier said the explosion was triggered by a gas cylinder and not a bomb, as being speculated. Dikko added that the police, in collaboration with other security agencies, was also investigating what led to the gas cylinder's explosion. He maintained that the scene was under control. The blast, which occurred on Tuesday morning, affected some buildings and left several injured, including school children. Meanwhile, one person has been reportedly killed during a protest by some members of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. The male victim, also a protester, was found lying face down in front of the state party's secretariat on Woji Road in the new government residential area of Port Harcourt after security men shot repeatedly into the air to scare the protesters. It was not clear if the deceased was hit by a bullet or as a result of a stampede while the crowd was scampering for safety. A group of APC members loyal to a former lawmaker representing Rivers South East Senatorial District, Senator Magnus Abe, had besieged the party's secretariat to protest their alleged exclusion from the screening of aspirants for the State House of Assembly primary. They also alleged that the state leadership of the party had hijacked the process of nominating delegates for the party's primaries. The party members were singing solidarity songs and displaying placards to express their grievances when some security men at the APC secretariat began shooting live bullets into the air to scare the protesters. Away from Rivers State, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State has refused to endorse the former Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, for the presidency come 2023. Amechi visited Kano on Wednesday as part of his consultations ahead of the All Progressives Congress presidential primary. The former minister had resigned from the former minister had resigned from the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired's cabinet to pursue his presidential ambition under the platform of the APC. At the meeting with other APC stakeholders, present was Ganduje. He said, Kano, as a swing state, will continue to swing. He added that Amechi would know where the state eventually swung to at the right time. It was gathered that Amechi, who had told the governor that the people in the APC already knew where Ganduje's loyalty was, added that he was in Kano to convince him that he was the most qualified among the aspirants. The Lagos State government on Wednesday banned commercial motorcycles, also known as Okada, from operating in 6 local government areas of the state. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced the ban during a meeting with police chief in the state, saying it is total and indefinite. The affected local councils are Ikeja, Surulere, Itosha, Lagos Mainland, Lagos Island, and Apapa. He said the move will be extended to other areas of the state within a short while. Sanwo-Olu, who maintained that the recent move is in line with the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform Law of 2018, called on the police to enforce the ban without compromise. He also advised residents of the state patronizing Okada riders on the highways to embrace alternative means of transportation provided by the government. You're listening to Grace 95.5 FM News. Still to come, foreign and sports news. Details after the break. Please do stay tuned. Welcome back. Glad to know you're still there with us on the foreign scene. Austria on Wednesday presented an emergency plan to reduce its reliance on Russian gas over potential supply cuts from Moscow as tensions soar over the war in Ukraine. Under the plan, the country aims to reduce the share of gas it consumes from Russia from 80 to 70% of the total. For the first time, the government will build a strategic reserve with non-Russian gas accessible to all industries, which would cover total consumption for 2 months in the winter. It will also bar storage facilities from remaining empty. Storage facilities of Russian energy giant Gazprom in Haidach near Salzburg are empty. Geosellers said it was no longer acceptable for Gazprom's subsidiary GSA not stock up. And finally, in the world of sports, Joe Aribo was on target, but Rangers lost 5-4 on penalties to Eintracht Frankfurt in the finals of the UEFA Europa League on Wednesday night. After a goalless first half, Aribo put Rangers ahead in the 57th minute. The Nigerian international slaughtered the ball past Kelvin Trapp after Tuta slipped to allow him with a sight of goal. Colombia forward Rafael Borre equalized for Frankfurt in the 69th minute. Both teams could not be separated after 120 minutes of energy-sapping football. Substitute Aaron Ramsey missed his spot kick, and the German side converted all of this as the Ibrox side fell short, just as they did in 2008. To end Grace 95.5 FM News, a quick look at our top stories. We told you that the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, was on Wednesday denied bail by a federal high court in Abuja after prosecutors had withdrawn fresh amended charges against him. We also brought to your notice that the federal government on Wednesday said it has no plans to suspend Facebook over the alleged use of the platform to incite violence by the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. And on the foreign scene, Austria on Wednesday presented an emergency plan to reduce its reliance on Russian gas over potential supply cuts from Moscow as tensions soar over the war in Ukraine. On behalf of the duty editor, Olatunde Odimayo, many thanks for listening. I am Adesoji Additional. Good morning.